Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a Miniverse Make It Mini Diner Series 4. I'm very excited. And today we have the Nicoise salad. I've never had one of these before. I've heard it referenced in the movies one, and I don't know, maybe it's a fancy person salad, but I never knew what it was. But now that I see it, it has potatoes, tomatoes, green beans, egg, and tuna fish, which is I like, and romaine and honey mustard. So this will be pretty fun. I'm excited. I love a good salad. So let's check it out. I have not gotten, I love the packaging for new things. Like we have two eggs here, which they're a little different than the eggs that come with, I didn't get the regular ramen a long time ago. Maybe it came with that. I don't know. But you know, the eggs we got in the Easter one, those ones you can come apart with kinetic sand. This one, yay, we have red potatoes, some green beans, and some cherry tomatoes. I'm excited about. This I've never gotten before. It's something new. Happy catch. We got a can of tuna. It's like tuna fish, so that's cool. We have a bottle of honey mustard. Whoops, excellent. And then we have fresh bag of romaine lettuce, which I'm very excited about. It comes with a bowl, a little speckled bowl, comes with a fork, and it says, have a veggie good day in the doily. And of course, these, tweezers. Okay, so let's get this thing started. Basically, what it's telling me is to, like we normally do, mix the lettuce with the honey mustard, and then we're going to garnish on top, okay? And I've seen maybe one video of it. It's hard to tell here, but basically everything is just kind of placed around. So we'll get to do like a fun little garnishing, and then we'll drizzle a little more on top so that it stays in place. We'll see. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to use this whole bag or not, but I like to cut a little incision in the back here. Try to do just like only the back. We'll use that piece of lettuce as a, there we go. Okay, so we're going to open it up, and I like to, you can cut it all the way to one side. So look, you can still see it looks beautiful in the front there. You would never even know it's open. And then we have that. So if we need to use less or more first, let's see how much lettuce we'll be putting here. Okay, see that's way too much. We need some room. We're gonna need room to grow. A little bit more. You know, it's a give and take process. Okay. So we have a little bit left in there. I think that'll be good because we'll have plenty of room to add extra stuff. And what I'm gonna do is gonna sound silly, but I'm gonna mix it in a different bowl. And I made this little creation here, which is one of the top lids. I added one of the pegs, but I did it backwards, and I added a piece of tape and put some resin in there so that nothing will leak. It's just going to be easier for me to mix it up really well in here, and I needed something that I could easily cure and pop, maybe reuse. So let's see. I'm gonna pour our lettuce into our mixing bowl here. Excellente. And you know what I'm gonna use? I have one of these big spoons. Where are they? A few of them. I see one in here. Let me grab it. Hold on. Got a bunch of utensils in here. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use one of these big spoons to mix it up. And let's open our honey mustard. Take that little seal off. Okay. And hopefully there's enough sauce, or what do you call it? Dressing. Okay, I'm gonna just pour a bunch in here. Oh no, making a mess. We're gonna leave some for garnish. And basically what I'm gonna do is just toss it up. I just thought it'd be easier in a bigger thing. So like, look at this. See, even in a thing, well, it's because I'm tipping. I'm trying to show you guys, but even use the middle knob here as like a mixer. Get back in there. Basically, you want everything to be coated, because if it's not coated, it won't stick right and it won't cure. Well, it won't cure because it won't stay in place, is what I'm trying to say. And this is what you would do with a good salad anyway. You would massage the kale or the romaine and stuff, to get the flavoring. I think that's pretty darn good. Okay, so we're gonna take the bowl here, back up in here, and we're gonna put our base back in. It's all about that base, Uh-oh, get in there. No. We ain't got an escaper. We got a jumper. All right, I'm gonna set that to the side and press this down where I want it to go. Basically make it look aesthetically pleasing just to the eye for right now. Actually, I'm trying to make it look flat, a little flatter, because we're going to be adding a lot of things in. Save room for the tuna fish and the eggs and the everything we need. Okay, so we know that we have a romaine calm, everybody, romaine. Okay, I think that's actually a pretty good base to work with. I'm going to put this in the light, give it a full cure. It's going to hit as much space as it can so that it will stay in place for the time being. And as we put more stuff on there, more dressing and whatever, then everything will kind of hold it in place as well. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I gave that a full cure. Uh-oh, and it's, as you can see, it's pretty good because I dropped it. So what we're gonna do is choose the beautiful side. So when we're looking at it, let's see. I guess I'm trying like this. That looks good. So what we're gonna do is garnish it now with our toppings. So we're gonna do eggs, green beans, tomatoes, and whatchamacallit, potatoes. Yeah, there we go. Couldn't remember because they're so similar. And we're not gonna use all of these, but I am going to mix them up in here a little bit so that they get sticky. And these are like rubbery. Okay. So how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potatoes, 10 green beans, 10 tomatoes. All right. So I'm gonna use 5 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then little green beans here. Oh, I love them. They're like, they feel like little flimsies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're just doing half of everything. We're doing 3 potatoes, and we're gonna use 2 eggs because I like eggs. Well, you know what? We might use 1 egg because we're going to see about this protein. So let me put a little of the dressing just in here. Just a tiny bit. Whoops, come on. Don't make a mess. I'm going to use my spoon that I had over here. And basically, like I did before, just get everything all dressed up, and ready to go. Like I said, the more you have it covered, the better it will stick. Now, the fun part after this is going to have to be separating these. All right, because I want it to look somewhat uniform. Come on. I'll keep it. Actually, I'm going to use this and I will clean it up after. Get in there. Okay, so the picture shows, it's very hard to see actually. There's tuna in the middle with green beans and potatoes up there, kind of. I guess it's all around. I want it to look like a salad that we present before, whatchamacallit, before you mix it up. Okay, so we're gonna put the potatoes over there. Come on, they're all fighting me. They're all slippery. Okay, and so we're gonna have the tuna. Where's the front? The front's like right here. The tuna's gonna be in the middle. I want the eggs over here. So basically, put the green beans in the front here. And I'll tell you, this is so much easier to place them. Well, and they're gonna stay. I don't know what people were thinking before what you want to do with them because they're not gonna really stay if you don't put them in a certain spot, but whatever, that's okay. All right, so we will put those there. All right, I'm gonna rearrange these real quickly, and then we'll put the tuna on. Actually, no, we're probably gonna cure it, then we'll put the tuna on and the egg. 1 second. All right, I did my best. I guess I used less than I thought, so I put the tomatoes over here, little green beans over here, and then we have our potatoes over there. I'm trying to think if I want to use all of them or not. Well, let's open up this tuna and see what she looks like before we cure it and see. All right. Oh, so basically it's like a sticky kind of resiny thing. Okay. So you know what? Pause it up real quick and I'm going to mix up the rest of the vegetables so that we have it more full. All right, I fixed that up. So I think that looks a lot more full and everything. I'm gonna give this a cure and then we're gonna put the tuna in the middle here how we want it. And then I'm gonna put an egg on. And then I'll show you what I'm gonna do to keep the tuna in place. So we'll be right back. Okay, I cured those up and that looks really nice. I'm very happy with them not moving out of the way. And the center will kind of be like this, I think. Maybe we'll see. All right, so I don't know if we're gonna use this whole can of tuna or not, but let's find out what we got in store here. I'm gonna have to like, okay, we're definitely not using the whole can. Maybe a half can here. And it's kind of like texturized, rubberized pieces of pellet. And what I'm gonna do is just push it around. Actually, there's too much fish. I don't want it to take over the whole salad. I want it to be, some of the leaves and stuff to be visible. Okay, so we'll keep pushing it down in the middle. It does look like tuna fish. Push it down, kind of tame it. And that will look good. I want everything to be visible. Like I said, sorry. I love how I'm saying I want everything to be visible as I'm like not even making it visible to your eyes. Okay, that'll be good. A little bit of tuna in the middle there. Before we add the eggs, we'll add the eggs as last garnish. You know, I'm gonna add a little tiny bit more just over here. This seems very loose, so what I'm gonna do is keep it in place with hopefully my matte top coat. Okay, so I'm gonna use my matte top coat here. If you've seen my other projects, and what we're gonna do is give it a good, rather than brush it on, I'm gonna try to give it a good, like, let it drip. And it should be like most other resins. It should just like absorb in, and it's not going to be glossy in the end, which is the part I want. And I want the tuna to stay in place. So like gently, after you get the first amount on there, you can just gently tap. I guess I could have just mixed it. You know what? Hold on. It is tuna, but you know what? It's a salad. So I'm going to actually pour this in there, mix it, make it a tuna salad, right? Why not? All right, 1 second. Let's take this. I'm gonna mix it around, make sure everything gets coated. I'll feel more confident about it and it'll look better. Okay, careful. We don't need you going everywhere. Getting a little crazy. And after cure it, like, we'll see where it's at. If I need a little more resin, then I can add a little more resin. But I think this will be a better choice. Little tuna pieces everywhere. Okay. And hopefully this looks good. I'm trying to keep it in place. It's supposed to be like the center of the show. I honestly don't know if it'll be the star of the show, but the center of the show. Okay. So I'm going to give this a cure, and then we'll come back and see, and then we'll do the eggs as garnish. Alrighty. And I think that looks perfect. Look at it. It looks actually mattified. Like, it looks like it just came out of the can here. Look at that. But it's not going to move at all. Oh my god, I'm in love with that. Good idea. You know, you guys, thanks for watching my videos. Like, this is where I have the good ideas. All right, I'm probably not the only one who's done that, but whatever. Anyways, let's finish this up by garnishing with eggs, and then we can finally eat our salad. But this has been fun. I love it. I like a little piece to salad, you know, like, I don't want a simple salad. Honestly, when I make my salads, I put eggs and everything in it. So actually, it's awesome. Okay. And I'm just going to use a quick little dab of clear just to make my life easier. One sec. Let's scope out where we want to put these eggs real quick. I want them to be facing, so maybe one. I'm gonna have to like cure it in place, maybe. Hold on. So if I like, one could be here, and one could be here. They're both very. I don't want them to be. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna do it like that. Take this one out. What we'll do here is add some clear coat in, clear resin in. I'm gonna need more than that, but don't worry, I'll reinforce it after. This is just for like placement. Okay, and we're not gonna put the other one on in yet. We're gonna, like we do, place more resin in there so that it will stay where I want it to stay. So I think the green beans might be the center tension. So like that, and then something else like that, I think. Okay, so let's cure that real quick. I'm just gonna add just a tiny bit more here behind the egg so that it really stays in place, because we're not going to be able to see it once we put the other egg in front of it. So I want to be sure that it's going to stick well. Okay, so let's blob in a bunch more here. You know what? Rather than do that easy stick method here, I'm going to just pour some in so that, one, I know it's really good in there, but two, I don't have to, you know, keep pouring. So pour this one in like this. I don't want it kind of like that. Peekaboo egg, because that's as far as we can get it, because I messed up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, so cure that. Okay, and then I will add just a little bit more resin around here, right between the eggs, so that they can attach to each other well. And then behind the egg here, attaching to the potato, so we never have a casualty of detachment. Now they're best friends forever. All right, I'm gonna cure. I'm gonna clean that up real quick. 1 second. Okay, I cleaned the egg up real quick, and so I'm just gonna cure it. Awesome. I think that looks amazing. And we're gonna, last but not least, put our fork on in here, over here, so that we can eat it up. And that looks so cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was really fun to do. I hope you like my tips and tricks. And like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in my next videos. Please keep following and keep on liking.